Guys, look at all of these different shapes going on. Nambuzin is a brand that I have not heard of before, but you'll notice the color of this is green. Now, between these two guys, I prefer the jelly texture a lot more than this kind of typical cotton texture. Today is all about toning pads. I have every single toning pad in front of me that I'm going to try and rate to let you know which ones are worth it and which ones are not. Let's start with, this is the most affordable out of all of the pads that we are going to try today, the Kika Mild Toner Pad. If there's more salicylic acid in this than Centella, which is interesting because you would think there would be more Centella than an ingredient they don't mention. This is also the only pad that includes fragrance. Why would you use a toning pad in the morning? For me, it's for hydration, it's for helping acne scars, and it is lastly for hyperpigmentation. The second product that we're going to try, which I have also mentioned in my #1 top selling products in Korea from Olive Young.
The one is this right here. This is,
I'm not gonna lie, I freaking love this too. And I've never heard of it before.
the champion, you guys. It's the Skinfood Keratin Calming Water Pad. This is an OG product that has been around for a long ass period of time. And you know it's good if it's like, you know what I'm saying? It beat all of these new toner pads.
Is the keratin. All of these products were sent to me by Blooming Cocoa, which is where you could get all of these products along with K-beauty products like even the VT Kikarito very quickly from Korea at a very affordable price. The main function of a product like this, where everything is revolved around the carrot, is hyperpigmentation. This is also the only pad out of the bunch where the pad is splittable and it will last you much longer. Again, when you have an acne scar like this, just keep hydrating and eventually in a day or two, it's gonna turn into a scab and just fall off. Nambuzin is a brand that I have not heard of before, but we have two different pads. We have the vitamin niacinamide concentrated pad and the Centella Relief Green Toner Pad. Now my notes for this emphasize the Centella. It's the first ingredient even before water, which is rare. And my notes for this particular product is that niacinamide is high on the list. Niacinamide, if you don't know, is great for your pores, for reducing your pore size, which is what I am mostly concerned with. There's also mushroom and ascorbic acid, which is another word for vitamin C. And again, this one has a textured side and a much smoother side. And I learned the hard way, if you do not apply these patches on the right side, they will just fall off your face. So that's why paying attention to the textures, it's important. And because this is so infused with the Centella, Centella is a really healing green leaf ingredient. You'll notice the color of this is green. It's very thin and you'll notice one side is green and one side is a lot lighter. Patches last for about 30 minutes to an hour. This is also a brand that I have not tried. It's called Needly. We have the vitamin C jelly pads, which you can see came very disheveled, and the daily toner pad, which you can see is much less disheveled. Now, when you see the jelly, you'll notice that the texture of the pad is different than this daily toner pad. Now, between these two guys, I prefer the jelly texture a lot more than this kind of typical cotton texture. This consists also of Centella and tea tree. So right now, Centella is extremely popular in the K-beauty world. It does not even have ascorbic. Even though I like the texture of these more and I feel like the jelly, they last longer. They don't dry out as quick. It doesn't have any ascorbic acid in the ingredient. So confused by that. We're running out of room. Here we go. I find these don't irritate the eyes either, so it's just keeps me hydrated before the real steps come through. Guys, look at all of these different shapes going on. So this is the carrot that we split into two. This guy, you could see how much smaller the cheapest one is versus the bigger kind of daily toner, which is also a cotton similar material. And then we get into the gel needly, which I mentioned I do like more than this general kind of cotton. You could see it already, it like sticks to the skin more. And then we have our Nambuzin vitamin niacinamide. So this, like the pad right next to it, which is again the jelly pad, feels similar. And then lastly, this green Centella Relief feels like it's just a cotton pad, and I feel it stays sticky and wet for a very long time, whereas with these two cotton guys, they're falling off first. The products that we don't love are this guy, which just fell off. The Needly Daily Toner Pad is not really sticking either, but we do really like the Vitamin C Glow Jelly Pad. We do really like Vitamin Niacinamide Concentrated Pad by Nambuzin. And lastly, we also really like the Centella Relief Green from Nambuzin. So when I saw these guys, I thought for some reason these would be face masks, but they are just individualized versions. I want to consistently apply these to slowly get rid of my hyperpigmentation. We're gonna do a test later on. The test will consist of using these versus the Biologic Research Pigmentation patches, which is a micro dart. And I just wanna see which ones will work better. With the cheapest one, while all of them have a 6-month expiration, this one only has a 3. So these need to be used up faster than the rest, which is just not as convenient if you have as many pads as I do right now. So depending on what it is you need for your skin specifically, if it's a hyperpigmentation issue, if it is a glow issue, or a serious hydration, you need to get a scar off as soon as possible and you need maximum hydration issue, or if you need help with your pores, with the little boost of a brightening vitamin C. That is my analysis of what we have today in terms of toning pads and K-Beauty. Everything is pretty affordable, and again, thank you to Blooming Cocoa. I'll leave the links in the description below. Please watch my other videos, and I'll see you next week.